Hi, Great Ashby. One of the biggest concerns we've worked on this past year, since our election as your councillors, has been the proposed developments known as GA1 and GA2 on land directly next to our community. As many of you will be aware, these sites were allocated in 2022 as part of the North Herts local plan. Now, while no final planning decision has yet been made, the application for GA1, which proposes 281 new homes at Roundwood, will be going before the Planning Committee this week. To be clear, both Laura and I are objecting to these proposals. And while we support the principle of building new homes and the benefits and opportunities that come with it, this development, in our view, lacks meaningful engagement with the full Great Ashby community. It also fails to affect and to address the serious practical concerns that affect both current and potential future residents. So let's begin with access and transport. Calder Way is the proposed main route for residents. It's a narrow single track road, and we all know that just about 4 metres wide with homes and hedgerows on both sides, it cannot support being the primary access route for a whole new set of residential homes. It already sees congestion at peak times with hundreds of vehicles every day. And from our perspective, it simply does not seem viable as a proposed new access route. Now, alongside and exacerbating that, Mendip Way and Haybluff Drive have been proposed as access routes for construction traffic as a starting point. Now, any resident of Great Ashby knows the issues surrounding Mendip Way. These roads are already under extreme pressure. Parking is at full capacity, and the road network just cannot accommodate the proposed plans that are being put forward. Now, despite repeated attempts, we still have not seen a traffic or parking management plan from Hertfordshire Highways for either the construction phase or in the long term in order to mitigate the issues we all as residents of Great Ashby know exist today. The applicant's own documents admit that Mendip Way will need traffic regulation at a minimum, especially and in order to facilitate a new bus route known as SB12. Do they offer a solution? They do. Whether it's a viable one, question marks about. Their proposed solution is to monitor and manage. What does that mean? Wait until things go wrong, then potentially react. That is not a plan, that is avoidance. Let's talk about infrastructure. There is no confirmed provision at this point in time for either additional school places, new GP practice provision, or real bus infrastructure that addresses the long-term concerns of residents across Great Ashby. The NHS Care Board that oversees this part of North Hertfordshire has already confirmed that Stevenage primary care practices have no further capacity to accept new patients. Now, while we welcome their accepted suggestion for new on-site medical provision, it is not at this point in time proposed to be within Great Ashby. The result means even more pressure on the road networks and the access therein, and even more reliance on cars in order for potentially new residents to then access those practical amenities required. Saying that people will walk and cycle more as a proposed response to the potential concerns around those access routes is not backed up by data. It is, at this point in time, just wishful thinking. Finally, the community impact. Great Ashby was originally built without enough parking, access, or infrastructure. It lacked future-proofing, and as residents long-term of Great Ashby, we all live with those consequences every day. From our perspective, any new development should aim to recognise and fix those issues, not make them worse. The GA1 proposal, as currently put forward, does not consider the combined impact of either GA1 and potentially in due course GA2. Now, unfortunately, planning laws as they currently stand do allow developers to put proposals into segregated snapshot views. Residents, however, have to live with the full impact of that cumulative impact development. As I say, we are not objecting to new homes in principle. We are objecting to poor planning, and we object to the same mistakes that were made during the initial construction of Great Ashby being repeated once again with GA1. Without real engagement with the community, real planning considerations, and real infrastructure in support, we cannot at present support this application. We've said it a number of times and we will always keep saying it. Great Ashby is our home too. We will always stand up for its residents. We'll see you soon.